Hello, friends. I'm Saurav. I wanted to talk to you about my latest book, The Vizag Sabotage. It is a spy thriller based in the city of Vizag, of course. And the story is inspired by true events which were reported in the Indian media. A series of deaths in the nuclear scientist fraternity. A lot of nuclear scientists had died under mysterious circumstances, suicides, road accidents, mysterious fires. I'm not sure how deeply that was investigated, but I thought of writing a conspiracy laden storyline uh, around the Indian nuclear submarine development project. The Indian nuclear submarine project, also called the ATV or the Advanced Technology Vessel Project, is running in the city of Vizag. It is the submarines have been developed by Hindustan Shipyard Limited, a public sector unit, and two of the submarines, the INS Arihant, which is now operational, and the INS Aridaman, which is undergoing sea trials. They have been completed. Two more larger submarines are under development. So the story idea was to basically sort of showcase this project under attack, under some sort of sinister conspiracy to weed out all the critical resources that, if you will, um, critical resources that might be part of a project, and by removing whom you could slow down the project big time. So the story starts with the dead body of a nuclear scientist who was a specialist in his field. That dead body is discovered on the railway tracks. So the basic understanding, the basic thing that came out of that was basically somebody was trying to show it as a suicide by putting it on the railway tracks after uh, murdering them. So this event sends all the alarm bells ringing all across the Navy leadership, and they reach out to the intelligence bureau for help in this regard. And uh, so then there is the entry of the protagonist, who is a Patna-born girl, Tusha Anand. She is an assistant central intelligence officer, and she comes to the city of Vizag after completing a mission in the city of Darbhanga in North Bihar. She is sent to Vizag to work as an undercover operator and be part of the very team which is being targeted. And what will she uncover? You will have to read the book for that. But this book is basically revolves around the fact that the nuclear submarine is a very important element of a nuclear triad, and only six countries in the world operate nuclear submarines, and India has been the latest entrant into that exclusive club. None of these countries share the nuclear submarine technology. Even Russians don't share it with us. You have to develop the nuclear to have to miniaturize the nuclear reactor to fit inside a submarine. And why is a nuclear submarine so important? So most of the submarines that you see are diesel electric. Basically, the diesel engine runs when the submarine is on the surface, and when it submerges, the batteries take over the propulsion. And but the batteries have very limited power, and the most advanced submarines in the world, in service with the U.S. Navy or the Chinese Navy or the Russian Navy, the best that they can do is 2 to 3 days of staying underwater. After that, you have to come up to recharge the batteries. Um, but what nuclear submarine does is, because it's a nuclear fuel, there is no exhaust, and it can last forever. So the only limitation that is set is the crew. The crew needs food, so you have to replenish food stocks, and so that's why the submarine has to come back to the port. Otherwise, it can just stay under sea undetected. So if once the submarine goes under the surface, it's very difficult to detect it. So that's why the nuclear submarine is so important, because most of the other missile bases or launching sites, most of the countries more or less know where exactly the prime enemies' locations are. The Russians knew about the Americans knew about the Russians. But the nuclear submarine is a very unpredictable uh, deterrent. It can be anywhere. You won't know. Because once it goes under the surface, it can stay under the surface for minimum of 3 to 6 months, for around 3 to 6 months. And to figure out where exactly it could be at a particular moment, it's almost impossible. It's next to impossible right now. So that is why most of these countries don't share the nuclear technology, and India took so much time in developing that 83 megawatt reactor, which is inside INS Arihant right now. And right now the process is on to develop bigger reactors, so that the larger submarines, which will have missiles capable enough to reach Beijing or Shanghai from anywhere in the Indian Ocean, um, those are being constructed right now in Vizag. And now the submarine, why the submarine is the most important part of the nuclear triad is because once one thing, it's stealth, you cannot, you don't know where it is. Second is that it can pack a punch. So if you have a missile big enough which can carry warheads, larger warheads, your enemy would be under constant threat. And that's what the Americans and Russians did to each other during the Cold War. The Americans had, even in the current, even currently they're doing that. The U.S. Los Angeles class submarines, they have missiles which have a warhead of 5 megaton capacity. Now, to give you a perspective, the bomb which was dropped on Hiroshima was 20 kiloton, and these guys are 5 megaton, which is basically 5,000 kilotons, which is basically 250 Hiroshima bombs. So you can imagine what kind of destruction would be unraveled if one of these missiles drops on the enemy. So that is why these submarines are so potent, and it's so important for India to develop this whole fleet of submarines. And in my storyline, that very project which is developing these submarines is under threat. So you will have to read the book to know more about it, how the whole conspiracy thing unravels, who is behind that conspiracy and all. And you will in this book read about multiple Indian naval assets, warships, destroyers, submarines, the PA type Poseidon submarine hunting planes, the Sukhoi 30s also get involved, and there is a naval battle in the Central Bay of Bengal. So those are I have tried to put in as much detail as I could to explain all these technology platforms in the simplest layman terms as possible. I have put in a lot of effort to make it sort of a very exciting, fast-paced, and gripping storyline. Uh, Most of the feedback that I have got is that people love the detailing that I have gone into. It's a well-researched book, and I'm pretty sure that you would love reading this book and enjoying it with your friends. So thank you for your time. Please go. You can get this book as an on your Amazon Kindle. If you don't have the Kindle tablet, you can download the Kindle app on your Android or iPhone, and you can then read this book on the iPhone. On Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free. Otherwise, it is available for 99 rupees only. So all the best, happy reading. I hope you like this. This will give you a taste of sort of Tom Clancy sort of storylines, The Hunt for Red October, sort of a bit of Jack Ryan. So you would get that taste, and I hope that my this humble effort of mine would give you a lot of excitement, a lot of goosebumps, and you would enjoy reading it. Thank you for your time.